Today is a big day. Today is 400 days that I come here to share lessons that I learn and I'm learning, and I hope those lessons support your dreams, your goals, and allow you to become the person that you want to become. 400 days is quite a big number, and I was thinking like what I could share for 400 days. I was thinking what 400 days could represent, and I was thinking about dominoes. So imagine you have one domino. If you knock it, of course, nothing will happen. But if you put 400 pieces in a row and then start knocking those, and then you'll start seeing that it's quite beautiful to see how all those pieces knock each other down. So that means the more pieces you have, the more beautiful it will be. And I see my journey to putting my lessons every single day exactly the same thing. I'm putting those domino every single day to make sure that in 1,000 days it will be a beautiful art. Because when you have 1,000 pieces and you knock one piece and then you see how all those 1,000 pieces falls down, it's a beautiful thing to see. And of course there is Guinness record when people put 75,000 pieces, and it's a beautiful, beautiful art when people do that. So today I want to speak about dominoes, and I think that there's two things that I really want to speak about. First is that a lot of times we need to see, okay, what kind of domino effect do we create in our lives? Because a lot of times when you create good habits or bad habits, it'll have domino effect. So that means one habit will lead to other one. Like for example, if you start exercising, most likely that one piece will knock other. You'll start eating better, and of course if you start eating better, that means your health will be a little bit better. If your health is a little bit better, that means you'll be more confident person, because of course people who are more healthy and more fit, a lot of times they have a little bit more confidence than people who are a little bit fatter, or they do not have health in place. So that means small things that you start every single day could lead the dominoes into really great things. So that means and of course it's exactly the same with the health, with bad habits. You used to start smoking, maybe you run less, then your health deteriorate, and all the things that leads to bad destination. So that means we always need to make sure that, okay, what one domino could lead to others. So that means when you ask yourself how this action potentially could bring some other things to happen. So for example, as at the beginning you shared that if you start exercising, most likely you'll start eating better, you'll have more confidence. All those things is like dominoes. Now, second thing about dominoes I really like is that one domino could knock out other domino that is 1.5 size bigger. So that means if you have very, very small domino, in 30 times that domino could reach such a height that it could be bigger than Empire State Building. That means it's a huge, huge building that only 30 pieces could lead into such a huge sizes. So that means we always need to think about our goals exactly the same way. So that means if you have a huge, huge goal, so that means we need to break down into 30 steps and 30 dominoes, and how we supposed to knock them down until you reach that goal. Because a lot of times people think about who they are at the moment, and they are small dominoes, and they always want to think about that huge person that will be in the future, that the last 30th domino. And of course a small piece domino will not be able to knock that huge domino. But if you start thinking, okay, how I could improve myself 1.5 times, and then 1.5 times, so that means you start knocking those small and bigger and bigger and bigger dominoes, and after a while you start to see that, oh, I have a chance to achieve great things if you are just starting to improve myself 1.5 times every single time. So that means I really love the exercise when people do, like they look into their future goal and they break down what they will need to do to achieve that. So that means they look into the end from the beginning, and they break down all the things that we'll need to do to achieve that. So exactly the same with dominoes. So that means the beauty is that you're able to break down 1.5 size of the domino. So how about yourself? Where are you? Like, what kind of goals you have set for yourself? Where you said that, oh, like that person speaks much better than me, like I could never do that. A lot of times you minimize yourself because you never had chance to sit down, think about your future self, what kind of domino you want to achieve, what kind of domino you are at the moment, and how to break down those dominoes to be able to really knock that goal down. I hope you choose to win, and see you tomorrow.